Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Haven Family Farm. Today we are going to be working on our New Holland 570 baler, and you can hear my dog barking in the background there. She probably hears me talking and thinks somebody's here. Anyway, so what we're going to be doing, this baler, the thrower got bent when the building collapsed over the winter time. So we've baled a couple hundred bales this year with it, but the top basically got bent over like this. I kind of straightened it out best I could just to get those bales done for first cutting, you know, but we cannot continue with first cutting baling hay with this thrower on here. As you can see, the belt's starting to separate. Everything is just tweaked on this. So what we're going to do, I bought another thrower. It's a used thrower, and I believe it's newer than this one. So it should be pretty easy to change, I hope. Fingers crossed. Famous last words, right? So we've got a hose here. Then there's this cylinder here that'll just get disconnected. There's a pin on top and a pin down in there. We'll have to cut part of this bale out so that we can get to that. And that should remove this. The thrower that I bought is over here on a pallet. We'll take a quick look before we get started. So this is the thrower I bought. It's the same model. Like I said, I think it's a little bit newer. The belts are in better condition, these belts. There's actually one belt down here that I think needs to be changed. But when I bought this thrower, it came with everything you needed to install a thrower on a baler. So if you had a baler that just had a quarter turn chute on the back, this is a hydraulic thrower. So it came with, if you can see all the stuff in there, the pump, the hydraulic pump, the reservoir, all the bracketry, everything that you would need to put a thrower on a baler that did not come from the factory with one. So I don't need any of that stuff that's in there. I have a pump and reservoir and everything on my baler already. All I need is this piece. So I just showed you. So there's one hose, there's a pin there, cylinder connects there, and a pin there. All of this hydraulic reservoir, and I got a whole pile of pieces in the garage. I don't need any of that right now. So what's actually going to be pretty cool about that was I'm going to have tons of spare parts, because even the thrower we're taking off, you know, the top got tweaked, but there's still rollers, pulleys, all kinds of stuff on it that are still good. So I'm going to have tons of spare parts. So I'm going to get some tools together, and we'll get started doing this and see how it goes. Never done this before. So yeah, hopefully it goes well, and you guys will learn something if you want to install one or have to fix one. Okay, we're going to start here on the cylinder, 1/2 inch nut and bolt. Nope, can't see what I'm doing in here. Ah, okay, she's got lock nut on there. Okay, bolt, nut, and now we pull the pin. Cylinder is now disconnected. All right, next thing we're gonna do here, loosen this hose clamp. I imagine this is kind of like a barbed fitting underneath there, so we'll probably in the end have to fight. Oh yeah, that's tight. We'll have to fight to get that off after. I shoved some rags here. Let's see, righty tighty, lefty loosey. We go that way, then I think it's this way. You guys tell me if I'm doing it wrong. Oh, the whole thing came loose. Okay, got to get another wrench. Okay, I did not realize that that was actually a fitting up there. I thought it was part of the pump. So that started turning on me. So we got to put a wrench on that and a wrench on this guy, and we'll try it again here maybe. Oh, that's tight. So let's see if we can use the baler to help us, the thrower. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, now we're turning the whole thrower. Oh, there she goes. We got some towels here to try and catch the oil. I don't know if a lot of oil is going to come out from if that whole pump is full. So we'll catch what we can, and the rest will flow down into our invisible bucket. And then I have an actual bucket here to hopefully kind of keep these from making too big of a mess. All right, since the end of this is chewed up a little bit and it's fighting me, I'm just gonna take, you know, an 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches off of this, and we'll just pull some slack up from the rest of it. That'll give me a nice clean end and probably a whole lot of oil coming out here when this drops. Yep. Okay. Okay, so we're getting ready to take the first pin off that goes down through here. You can see the pile of grease up here. So what we need to do, there's a bolt. Here's the top of the nut right here. And then underneath, if you look right here, is the bottom of the bolt. And once that comes out, you can see it's connected to a plate. And then that pin is connected to the plate, and that will drop out to take the top of this off. So that's what we're going to do right here, is we're going to loosen this up. And hopefully if I could manage to get the socket on there, because I can't see what I'm doing. I'm trying to stay out of the way of the camera and it's not working. The head of this bolt, I think, may rub on some hay as the bales come out to the kicker, and it's rounded over just a tiny bit, so you got to be careful. It's 11/16 if anybody's interested. Okay, we got her loose there. Now we got to make sure, all right, that pin is tight. I don't want to take this bolt out and have the pin fall, but that is tight on there. Okay, so now we got to look at doing the bottom one. That's all the way down here. Here's got some hay in the way. Here's the pin here. Here's the top of it. Kind of, this one almost looks like a bolt. So I don't know if this is how it's supposed to be or somebody changed it. But this is the nut here that we need to take off. I'm getting oil dripped on my elbow and apparently on my pants. So I'm going to take this nut off. I won't really be able to film that because you won't be able to see anything. But we'll take that off and then move on and see what we do next. So working on this bottom bolt here, and we're finally making some progress. It's actually a carriage bolt, and I believe the square shoulder or the bracket, one of them is wore out on top, and we couldn't hold it anymore. It wouldn't stay in there. We tried all kinds of things. I finally popped it up enough to get this pipe wrench on there, and unfortunately the only bolt that I couldn't find that looked through all the stuff that came with the other thrower, all the bracketry, I have that pin up there, but that bolt did not come with it. That's the only thing we're missing. So anyway, we've got the nut off now, so we'll be able to continue to take this apart. We're going to put the skid steer under this and then work on popping those two pins out. All right, this is our sketchy setup here. I don't really know how to grab this thing very well. We tried to get it supported under here and up there so it won't fall over. In doing so, the top pin has already fallen out part way, so that's about ready to fall out. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to work on getting the bottom pin out, and my wife will keep recording and we'll see if the thing stays on the forks or if it just completely falls over. So you'll be along for the ride. All right, we got a bigger pry bar here. See if that, yep. There she be. Probably shouldn't stick my arm in there, but there's the bolt. You can see how the top of that square head is rounded off. So that was what was giving us trouble. Now this top one, that's it. There's that pin. That's all that's holding this baby on here. So I'm going to try backing up and see if it falls and hits the ground. All right, well, with a little bit of fidgeting, we got this top one in here. Bottom one was easy. Overall, it wasn't bad. So now what I'm doing is just going back through the opposite way. We got to tighten that guy down. We'll tighten that guy down, and then we'll come up here and put these things together. All right, finally got that bottom back on. Now we got to move the thrower over because we want to hook this cylinder back up. There we go. We got one with the thrower. This is the one that came off the old thrower. It's already got grease on it, so I'm going to steal that one. There we go. Get our bolt nut. Put this on there. Tighten it down, and we'll move on to the hoses. All right, let's see if we can get these hoses started back on here now. Delicious oil, good lubrication. So we'll get that one on there, get that tightened up, and then we had zip tied this one up here so that it didn't leak anything. Make sure your hose clamp is on there. Mine fell down, but it's on there. That guy's gonna go up there. So we'll get him shoved up there and hose clamped, and then we'll wrap everything up and show you when we're done. All right, guys, there you have it. It is installed. I still have a couple things to do. The shield on this one is a little bit more beat up. I'll probably take the one off the other one. The belt, you can I don't know if you can see with the sun, this belt that runs everything has got some pretty good cracks in it. So when I take the shield off, I'll probably just steal the belt from the other one. And there's a couple grease fittings and things I got to do yet. And the only other thing that annoyed me was as soon as I fired it up, this belt walks sideways a little bit. So I'll have to adjust these and get that to walk back over. My other one did that constantly. It would walk side to side. Didn't make a difference what adjustment you made. But overall, it's back together. We don't have any leaks over here. Most of this is just crap from before. So I'm actually going to wash the baler up a little bit because where I had it parked, the birds thought it was a fun place to hang out. So, but anyway, we got the thrower on. A couple minor maintenance items which I'm not going to film. So hope you enjoyed this video. Any questions, comments, leave them down below. I appreciate it. And don't forget to hit the subscribe, the thumbs up, and the bell icon on your way out the door. I appreciate that as well. Thanks for watching, and I sure hope to see you guys on the next video.